Steve, a hard-fought win, but
Yeah.
you got there in the end.
Yeah, hard fought. That's exactly what it was. But you're not expecting anything else when you're coming up number one against Newport, and they're down there and they're absolutely fighting for their lives, aren't they? So that was never going to be an easy game for us, And also with the exertions of midweek, they've had a clear week on us, and we've seen already, if you look at the results earlier in the day, Barrow getting beat by Walsall. Walsall have had a clear week. Barrow have had a midweek game. So, these games that are chucked in, just for good measure, we got another one chucked in next week. So, it's really, really hard, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do and how well you look after yourself. That pitch out there, the size of it, not just ours, any pitch can make a coward of you if you're not fit enough to be able to run around it. And our boys have stood up to that today. So sometimes when that happens with that lack of sharpness in you, it's very, very difficult. And you've got to be careful not to make too many changes. You make too many changes and you lose any sort of rhythm that you're trying to pick up, and any continuity. So it's a difficult period that we're through now, but thankfully we've got the chunk of it done, and we have 2 more games to go this week in that period.
But again, we talked about resilience and character, and the players had that, didn't they?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think in a few moments, with the chances we've had today, we've had a couple of balls that have just gone wide of the post. I thought the cut back in the second half, we might score from that when it got to Hutch. Some good bits of play, but without that freshness or that sharpness, and they all talk about it. Players at the top level talk about it. I saw an interview with Erling Haaland yesterday talking about having a clear week. That is huge when it comes to any sort of game that you're playing a team that's at your own level. So, congratulations to the players. They've been magnificent. It was a great crowd here today. I thought that our crowd matched their crowd, and I thought it was a real good all-in battle today. With sprinklings of good play from both teams.
A nice well-worked goal as well, Mo, into George. Nice finish from George.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it was really, really good. It was really good. Great setup from Mo. I thought Josh Davison done really well in the first half. The only thing was when we lost Robbie Cundy, we lost a bit of size there. And, no disrespect to Josh, but Mo's probably better in the air. And we thought, back towards the back end of the first half, they started to load our box. They sensed that Robbie Cundy was off the pitch and they started to load our box. That's not a position that I want to get in. So, you have to make a tough decision like I made at half time. And it hurts me as much as it hurts Josh, but he took it in a brilliant manner, as disappointing as he was and how well he played in the first half. So, you've got to make those decisions, and that one was a tough one for me because I knew that would hurt him. But if we look at it, I wouldn't say he played as good as he can play the other night, but I think over the 2 games he's done really, really well. And now obviously he gets to sit out the Tuesday game. So that was the reason for starting him again today. So now we need to look at how the setup looks for Tuesday night, really.
And Robbie Cundy coming off, was it his foot? He seemed to get a knock on.
He's gone for an X-ray. We're not thinking that's good at the moment. That doesn't look good. So, yeah, we're disappointed with that.
But Jonathan Tomkinson moving across. I mean, he's working his way across the back 4 gradually, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, Jonathan. He's been with us. He's 23, just 24, I think, Jonathan. And if you have a look at our young players at the club this year, if you were going to nominate anyone as being Young Player of the Year, it's really, really close between him and Jake Bickerstaff. They've been 23 when they've been here and just turned sort of 24. So, out of those 2 young players, I think that they're good signings for the football club. I think a great age, great legs, and to be fair to them, great flexibility in all of it. Jonathan's played all the way across the back 4 now. Vickers has played all the way across the front line and as a 10. So, yeah, I think they've been two really good additions. to Cheltenham Town Football Club.
And a word on George Nurse. I mean, he hasn't played 90 for a while, but he came in and did well today.
I know. I think just at the end there, I was a little bit nervous with him because he was really cramping up. So I was a little bit bothered about that. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see where he is and have a look at him. But I thought it was a decent 90 minutes by him, considering it was his first one for a while. So yeah, that's another one that we need to look at.
But 3 wins in a row and over 50 points, and another little milestone ticked off.
Yeah, not bad, eh?
I mean, I remember talking to you a while ago and asking you what your points target was, and you said it had come down. Have you got past your original points target?
I think we might be. Don't forget, I'll be super ambitious in everything I'm looking for. So I didn't think we needed as many points as we needed. When I was talking to you all that time ago, I thought 44 points would keep us up this year. Then when I mentioned it to you 3 weeks ago, I thought 43 points would keep us up, going back a little while. But since we've surpassed that, what happens then is everybody gets greedy, myself more than anybody. So not everything is going to run smoothly. And I know that because I've experienced it. So I just think at the moment, there's a lot of people that are, I don't know, proud Cheltonians, I would say, at this moment in time. So I think that we've done a really, really decent job of trying to turn everything round and get some wins on the board. And yeah, it's just, it means everything to me, that does.
Thanks very much, Steve.